we got a haul. Hey nerds, what's up? I hope you all have had a wonderful holiday season so far. As you can see by this giant pile of games, books, and other items, we have had a very successful and probably over-the-top Christmas. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, of course, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And again, for anyone else who is just having time off this holiday season, I hope you've enjoyed it. I wanted to do a Christmas haul to show you all of the different board games, books, and other nerdy things that I received over the Christmas break. I am beyond blessed and honestly very shocked by the generosity of both my husband and friends and family. So it's very exciting. So let's get into it. I'm first going to be starting out with miscellaneous nerdy items that I've got. So if you're not necessarily interested in that, you can go to this timestamp here for books, or if you want to skip all the way to all my board games, you can go to this timestamp. So I got a very cute Karasuno Crow Haikyuu t-shirt, long sleeve, cute tie-dye with the Karasuno crows on the arm and their logo. I love Haikyuu and I was very happy to finally get some Haikyuu merch to wear. Let's move on. Next, I'm just going to show you guys the movies that I received because I'm very excited for them. So first, I got the complete Harry Potter 8-film Blu-ray collection. I'm super excited. I had one of the Harry Potter films, I think it was number 5, which was very random. I was given it for free because somehow one of my friends got 2. So they gave me the 5th movie and I was like, cool, so I'll start collecting. I never finished actually collecting any of the movies, so I'm very pleased to have all 8 films. I love Harry Potter, so very excited to have them now. This one I was very excited for and specifically asked for it, which was Knives Out. This movie, not only is it just star-studded and a really good movie, my husband and I watched it on our honeymoon and we both really enjoyed it. I'm a sucker for murder mysteries. I think I've talked about it before, but I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes and mysteries in general, and this felt like a new brand of like Clue or a type of mystery movie, so it was very fun and I really enjoyed this movie, so I'm very happy to own it. The final movie that I'm very excited for and actually have not seen, but we wanted to go see it in theaters, but I think COVID was already happening, is The Green Knight. It's Arthurian lore in a movie. I'm so excited. I've heard so many good things about it. Obviously, it is certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes. I'm so excited for this fantasy Arthurian lore movie, and I can't wait to watch it. So I'm very pleased that I got this. We're moving on to books. So the first books that I'm going to be talking about are a set of books in a series that my husband actually got gifted, but I'm adding it to my list of the haul because I want to read these books too. We actually own the board game that was made based off these books. Can you guess what it is? It's Pierce Brown's Red Rising. Like I said, my husband received these books from our siblings, so we're very grateful. Like I said, we own the board game and we've heard very good things about the books, so we're very excited to read them, and it's very exciting to have all of the books that have been printed so far. I don't actually know if the series has ended, but we have the books that have been printed so far from the Red Rising series, so we're very excited. All of these next books are books that I specifically requested or had on my to-read list or want to read list in my Goodreads. So the first 2 that I'm going to talk about are books that my husband and I got for our annual tradition of buying each other books. Now, I got 2 books, but that's only because Barnes & Noble was having a very good sale about hardcovers are 50% off. So the first book I got was The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. It's a sci-fi book, and I was really captivated by the cover. It hits a little close to home with the premise being that it's a post-apocalyptic world due to a disease, and this girl is looking for a portal, and there's some like almost fantasy characters, like eternal characters and things like that, which I'm very excited to read. Yeah, so that's my first book. The second book I got is another sci-fi book written by a Korean author called The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. And I'm very excited. It's about two sisters. One wakes up on an island and she doesn't remember how she got there. The other's a scientist. Again, a beautiful cover. I'm very excited. Another post-apocalyptic world. I've heard very good things, so I'm very excited to read this. This next book caught my eye because of its beautiful cover, and then I read its excerpt, which says it's basically X-Men and Harry Potter, and I was like, sign me up. It is The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake, and I am super duper excited to read this one. Again, look at this cover, it's so beautiful. I'm very excited to read this. Fantasy, YA again, and just a new magic system, a new magical school, very dark academia vibes. I'm very excited. This book has been popular for a while, that I have seen on Book Talk and YouTube, and I'm very excited to now own it, which is The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. Again, a beautiful cover. I'm very excited. I've heard so many good things. It's received a lot of praise, so I am ready to read this. I'm gonna rearrange this because I don't know about you guys, but this looks precarious to me. So that should be better. The last book I got, which I was not expecting to get, but it was on my Goodreads list, is a fantasy book called The Stone in the Skull by Elizabeth Bear. Again, this was another one. We were just around the bookstore and I saw the cover and I was like, ooh, and it's fantasy. I love fantasy. So I'm ready. I'm ready to read this. It's part 1 of the Lotus Kingdoms, so I'm excited that there's another book out there to read after this one. Hopefully I like it. So yeah, these are all my books I got for Christmas. I completely forgot about probably the most exciting books that we got because it wasn't for me, it was for my husband. I got him The Way of Kings leather-bound version. It's like his favorite book, and with the help of my friends, I was able to just collab with them to get this very wonderful, beautiful piece of literature and art for our bookshelf, and again, something that he can own. As you can see, it's still in the plastic because I'm going to let him do the honors, but yeah, this is we are finally on to board games, and as you can see by this giant tower that is casting a shadow upon me, and you can't even see it all the way up on the camera, we got a lot of stuff. I'm going to divide our board game stuff into 2 categories, which is new board games and then board game enhancements. So we're going to start with our brand new board games. The first one is one that I got for my husband, and I honestly should have read more. I'm not mad about this. I just feel very silly. I got us Trails, a Parks game. It's a new standalone game made by the same people who made Parks, obviously. I thought this was their expansion. Is not, which is fine because I love the game Parks, and this has very similar gameplay, but obviously some new additional cards and a little bit different features that are not in the Parks game. Another new game that my husband got is The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9. I always think of my husband when I find space games because he's such a huge sci-fi fan in so many ways of like Star Wars, not just pop culture space, but he loves like Interstellar and science movies and space movies, and so I always want to get him something. If I see something new about space and it looks fun, I want to get that for him. So I put this on our list, and it looks very fun. It's for 3 to 5, but it also has a 2-player variant. and it's only a 20-minute game according to the box, so it seems like a very fun game that you can play over and over and over again. This next board game that I actually got because it was recommended to me by my good board game buddy, Mackenzie from Side Game Co. So if everyone can say hello to Mackenzie at Side Game Co. I'm going to put the link to his channel down below. He is great, talks about board games. He is just a board game channel and he's awesome, but we were talking about some of our favorite aesthetically pleasing, is either aesthetically pleasing or most beautiful board games, and he brought up Arboretum. So, Mackenzie, look, I own it now. Arboretum is it's a pretty simple card laying game and like tableau building. I'm just very excited we own it now, and he was absolutely right. It's a very fun game and it's beautiful, so very excited to have this in our board game library. The next game we got is based on the many award-winning board game Seven Wonders, which is Seven Wonders Duel, which is awesome for my husband and I because we're the only two people in our house right now, so it's great for any two-player households. I'm very excited to have this in our library, like I said, and it's very much similar gameplay to Seven Wonders, but again, different features that you could have because it's specifically for two players. This next game was given to me by my sister-in-law, and she had asked if we had ever owned it before or played it before, and I said nope. So she got us Pan Am.
Pan Am was the world's first truly global airline. In this board game, you will play as one of the 4 competing airlines whose goal is to have the most stock in Pan Am. I compared this game to a mixture of Trekking Around the World and Pandemic. You start with 5 engineer pieces, 7 coins, and 3 planes in your fleet. Each round has an event to start with, which will tell players how much the stock costs and how many dice will be rolled at the end of the round for Pan Am's turn. You have a limited amount of actions that you can take per round, taking turns between other players, and players can outbid you to take that action as well. You can place an airport by paying the amount of money indicated. You can claim a destination card by placing an engineer piece next to the one you desire. You can add a plane to your fleet. For the first few rounds, you can only buy a trimotor or a clipper. After round 3, you can buy a cruiser, and after round 6, the jet. The size of your plane tells you what route you can claim. Each plane has the corresponding number of lines on its wings to help remind you as well, a fun little detail of the game. That moves on to your next action, which is to claim a route. As long as you have the right size plane and either an airport connected to that route or the corresponding destination card, you can place your plane and claim that route. The number on your route also indicates how much income you make, and put that on your airline board. The final action you can take is claiming a Directive card. These give you in-game or end-game bonuses that you can claim where the red type indicates. After a round is complete, it's Pan Am's turn. You roll the number of die indicated by the event card. This will show you what routes Pan Am will start to claim. If your plane happens to be on one of the routes that Pan Am claims, you will be compensated for it, indicated by this chart. Then you can buy stocks at the end of the round, the price indicated again by the event card. Continue going through each round with new challenges, and see how long you can last before Pan Am fully takes over. Whoever has the most stock invested wins.
I was very surprised by the type of gameplay that it was, and overall, my husband and I have really enjoyed learning and playing this game. Thanks so much, Amanda. You know who you are. And it's just a fun, unexpected addition to our board game collection. This next board game I'm super excited about because we've been playing it a lot with our friends, and we've had, I don't even know how many rounds of this game we've played, but we're very proud owners of Dune Imperium.
Dune Imperium is a deck building and worker placement strategy game. Each player is given a character, each with their own special bonuses and signet ring abilities. You also start with 10 cards, having a hand of 5. You play a card that has the corresponding shape or sign to place your worker where you want them to go. Certain areas cost water or spice to go to, or cost coins. Other spots grant you the ability to send in troops into the conflict or gain extra troops. Winning the conflict grants you different bonuses and victory points. Each round has a different conflict and different rewards for where you end up at the end of the round. Once you have placed all of your players, you have a reveal turn, counting up your points that you have on the lower tier of your cards. These points will help you buy cards that are laid out on the end of the board to add to your deck. All of the cards have different abilities and flavor from the Dune franchise. There are other special cards that can help you during your game called intrigue cards. They either grant you in-game or end-game bonuses. Strategize well and conquer the known galaxy. You can ally yourself with different houses that will also grant you bonuses. Whoever reaches 10 victory points indicates the game's end, but whoever has the most victory points wins.
This next game that we got is probably my favorite addition to our board game collection thus far. We've played already hours of this game, and I had never heard of it before. But from Stonemaier Games, Tapestry.
Tapestry is a civilization building game where you have to utilize your resources well in order to advance your capital city into prosperity. There are a lot of components to this game, but it is a slow and steady type of game that's very fun to play. Every player can go at their own pace. Each player has a type of civilization given to them. There are over 16 different types of civilizations, each with their own unique abilities to aid you in the game. You also get one capital city card, each with a unique terrain, 9x9 square grid that has certain spaces already filled. You also have your main player mat that has 4 types of income slots on top. You start with an income turn, following the steps shown on your mat. They even have numbers to tell you when each will apply what round. You will play a tapestry card, each one unique, that will grant you different bonuses either when played or during your next era. You will also gain a land tile and another tapestry card to hold on to, along with resources and victory points. You gain victory points indicated by each open income slot on your mat. As you progress each round, more slots will be open, giving you more resources and victory points. After you have finished your income turn and the other players have taken their turns, you now do advancement turns. There are 4 advancement tracks to choose from: science, military, technology, and exploration. Each track has different benefits and bonuses that will help advance your city. Each time you would advance, it will cost you a resource, whether it be a random one of your choice or a specific one indicated at the top of the advancement track. Once you have used all of your resources, you then take an income turn, gathering victory points, resources, and any other bonuses that come with your civilization and capital city. Speaking of your capital city, you will slowly be gathering income houses as you advance your city. You can place them anywhere on your capital city mat. Any 3x3 square you fill, like in Sudoku, you can gain a resource. There are also bonuses for each completed row or column that you fill up. There are also landmarks. If you are the first player to advance to the next tier on the advancement track, you get a specific landmark on your capital city. These help take up spaces to help you gain more points. There are also technology cards that you can advance in your income turn that can give you specific buildings or specific bonuses to fuel your civilization. There are so many ways to go about playing this game, and it's how well you use your resources and advance your city. Whoever has the most victory points at the end wins.
The last board game we got is very exciting because it is a legacy game that we've been looking forward to play for a while, and that is Pandemic Legacy Season 0.
Which I will not talk about because it's a legacy game and we haven't dived into it yet, and it's all spoilers, so there's really no point into diving into it.
The final things that I want to talk about are board game upgrades, which are different components and expansions and things that can be added to your gameplay. So the first one is all based on Wingspan, and the first things I got were this beautiful painted wooden first player token, and then the bird's nest to hold all of your eggs from Wingspan. The next things that we got were all related to the game Scythe. The first up is Scythe Encounters, And they're just more encounter cards or secret encounters and prizes that you get that you will keep under wraps until you choose to use them. And then the other thing, which my husband and I had no idea even existed, was that Scythe actually has a modular board. So instead of just having your terrains in a certain spot, you can actually move them around along with the locations of where your factions start. So we got the modular board, the modular tiles and places for your factions, along with new bonuses for end game totals for where you put your certain monuments or houses, along with their modular board rules. In your regular Scythe game, the board has two sides. One that is a smaller version, and then the other side is about half of the board enlarged. So we got the other half of the board, so now we have an even bigger playing surface to play Scythe on. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my Christmas haul and all of the things that my husband and I are very excited to play, read, and enjoy together. Do you guys own any of these books, board games, enhancements, movies, t-shirts? Do you guys enjoy Haiku? Do you enjoy Wingspan, Scythe? Thanks again for just letting me share this with you. I just wanted to share this because it's both exciting and to share in community with board games and books, and also just to say how grateful and blessed I am to have these things. So I hope you all are having a safe and wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you guys next time. Cool. Oh gosh. Ow. I'm just gonna be in shadow because of this thing. As you can see by my stockpile of items before you, we're moving on to books. So, the first books that I'm going to be... Caught you this time. I wanted to do a Christmas haul, especially for those board game enthusiasts. This one I was very excited and asked secret objectives. Putting your certain, not just like pop culture, and I was given it. The first two that I'm going to talk about are the ones that actually I got. So I hope that if you have any questions or excited books, I heard very good things about them. Hi. Which is it's a Parks game. It's a standalone, what did they say?